You're watching the Adrian Bauer Project. Hello. Many thanks for choosing to click my thumbnail and to watch my content. Very much appreciated as always. And before we start, I'd like to say a massive thank you to my new subscribers. We are now on the 621 mark, I think we are, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so as you see from the thumbnail, this is the final reveal. I couldn't remember if we were on 5 or 6. I think it might be 6. I can't remember. But it is the final reveal of our Airfix 172 Heinkel AT111 H6 Motorhead Bomber kit. If you follow me on Facebook, you may have already had a little sneaky peek because I took a photo of it yesterday when it's all finished. And here we are. At long last, we have got to the end. Right, so without further ado, I am going to get rid of this box here because I'm going to use this to put the aircraft on. Air kit, what am I on about? So here we go. There we are. Just do it like this for the minute so we can have a look around the kit. You may be noticing already that yet again I've had an issue with Humbrol varnish. Not the gloss varnish this time, it's the satin varnish, where it's making parts on the black look a bit matte and misty. Didn't look too bad on this kit this time, because it looked a bit like weathering and wearing, so I wasn't too bothered. So that's another little thing to look out for. So that's going around the kit and lifting it up. I'm going to show you the little base I made. There we go. That's the little base I made. And let's have a look at the underside parts as well. So, right. So now I can talk you through the kit. Okay, so last video, we've got 2 coats of black paint onto some varnish. So the gloss varnish went down fine. Humbrol, what are you playing at? It's been very hit and miss just lately. It's all down to the satin this time. I don't know. So I did that. Got onto my most hated part, which is decaling. So let me talk you through the decals. As I said before, I wasn't going to use all the decals for the under part. You were supposed to have a Motorhead logo going all the way across. Didn't bother with that, but I put the war pig on there, and then there's the roundel I've got off a World War I British aircraft on the wings. So there we go. As you can see, that's where the issue I've had with this varnish. Looks a little worse on the camera than it does in real life. I'll say that. I think it's because with the light coming through, it's hitting it. It's reflecting onto the lens. It's making it look a lot worse than what it is, but it's still there. So as you can see, let's have a look at the decals on the side. So I replaced the war pig with the roundel because, like I say, I'm going to be using that. Use on that coming up at the end of the video. The decal on the end did have a little issue with it. So if you not saw what I said on Facebook about this tail decal, because you've got that rod there, I think it's the tail plane actuator or accentuator or whatever it's called. You do have to cut out the carrier film. So this decal will go around it, because I thought where the arms were there, that sort of like triangle part there, I thought that might have been open, but no, there was carrier film there. It had to be cut off just so I could get it over there. I didn't use the like machine gun holes on it. I didn't like them at all. Didn't use them, so they were left off. I did put a few of the Luftwaffe ones on. These yellow yellow lines there. They're not in the totally right place, but it looks okay. And then I put a couple of these the white writing on. There were a lot of decals that you use on the Luftwaffe kit I couldn't use on this because they were all black writing, so you wouldn't have seen it. There were some that were red writing that I thought would have been able to see, but it wasn't. It was very, you know, almost until we could see that were there, but there was actually no way you were going to be able to read what they said. Like I said on a previous video as well, underneath, Phil Taylor is in there, but you weren't going to be able to see him anyway. So I just did a little window on that. Again, as you can see, that's the issue I had with the varnish. It's looking worse on the camera, like I said, than what it is in real life. It doesn't look as bad as that. You can tell, but it's nowhere near as bad as what it's looking like on the camera. So, as I've said many, many times before, I use my laptop camera, so it's not the greatest camera. So there we go. Then, as you can see, we've got the dangling bomb. Now, there were a couple of decals to go on one bomb. So I thought, well, there's two bombs, so I'm not going to bother putting it on one and not on the other. So what they used to do in World War II, you know, the pilots used to write little messages on. So on that bomb, it says, suck this. And then the bomb that's still in position up there, it says, for Adolf. Very, very cheeky, I know. Right, getting onto the base. Oh, I've just made the base. All I did was it's a wooden block that I had from when I had some fencing done. This has been sat in the art house for ages. I just sanded it down. All I did then was photocopied the Motorhead Bomber album cover, stuck that on. The Motorhead logo there, that was actually off of the instructions for the Revel Motorhead kit. I thought I'll save them just in case, just for the Motorhead one, because I knew I was going to do a Motorhead themed model next. So I'll just use that. And there we go. As you can see, I've tried, that's my interpretation of the ball turret at the front. So if I get the box, try not to bang anything. Yes, it was supposed to be a round one, but I was struggling with the round one, so I just did the nose cone from the B-17 bomber. All came in, lovely. So can't get my words out. Right, what else? Oh yes, right. I did say in the last video I was going to be doing some clear perspex propellers, you know, to make it look like it was in flight. I cut them out with my knife using the template that I got. Honest to God, it looked awful because I was having to trim round. There were flat barks on it. I've seen oranges that were more round than that, the more spherical. So I had actually put them on. So at the 11th hour, I've had to dig them off, and I've just used the static propellers. It's okay, you know. I'm a little upset that that didn't work, but there we go. It's the first time I'd ever tried doing them. I think back in the 80s, 90s, Airfix did release like on the clear parts the propellers that look like they're in motion. I don't think modelers were very happy with them. Don't know why, because I wasn't modeling at that time, so they stopped doing them. So there we go. As we can see, we've got the bomb dropping. That's just some fishing line. Again, the camera's picking the line up better than what you can see in real life. If I put it up against the wall there, can we do it? No, it's not. You can still see it, but there we go. One more thing I talk about is the canopy. So like I said, it was the first time I was using the Mascol, Humbrol Mascol. First attempt I used, I had to wipe off because I was using far too much. I am sort of about it at the minute. Yes, I know it was the first time I never used it before. it came off easily enough, but you do find out where the mascol hasn't gone right up to the frame. There was me, I was flatting away with the paint, and what I should have done was I should have looked at it then, took the mascol off and removed any paint that had gone onto the clear parts. Then I should have put the mascol back on, ready for when I was doing the varnishing, but I didn't. I did the paint and then the varnish, and of course, when you've got varnish on top of the paint, it's not going to come off there. So there's a little rule of thumb for those of you that's using mascol for the first time. If you've not used it yet, use your mascol, do your acrylic paint, take your mascol off, do all the cleanup, then you either put your varnish on by hand or use mascol again if you're using a spray can like I did, and then take the mascol off, and that way you're not going to get rough around the edges, a bit like what I am now. In there you can see Lemmy in real life. It's fast steady in the window there. You might be able to see where it's looking a little bit rough around the edges as well from the mascol. It does add to weathering, I suppose, because the frames weren't always squeaky clean and freshly painted. There was a lot of wear on there, so you could put it down to wear and tear, can't you? So there we go. So that is my Motorhead Bomber kit. I did try and get a little bit of the turn on it. Got a little bit, but not much. So, but there we go. It's just going in my private collection now. So there we go. So I'll just go out to say to you now, that's what mine looks like. I had to go doing it illustration correct as much as I could, because my very, very, very limited modelling skills, I gave it a go. So there we go. So just before we go, what's going to be next on the table? Well, if you can remember previous video, I did a plain talking review of the Italieri Locomotive BR50. Nice little kit, make up into a nice little engine. But I got other plans for it, because my next little journey into scratch building and doing things in modelling that I've not done before is going to be the Motorhead Orgasmatron cover. So I've got the loco, which is going to be easy enough, but then I've got to buy some air dry putty and try my very, very best and my very, very hardest to attach the war pig and make the war pig on the front. So that is going to be my next little soiree into modelling world. So you can join me on that, and let's see how I can mess that one up. Many, many thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and to ring the little notification bell.